Hey guys, I am singer-songwriter Lauren Gruelle. I am going to be chatting with another local singer-songwriter, and she happens to be a very good friend of mine. She is a mother of 4. She's hilarious. She knows how to break it down on the dance floor, and her voice has been described as tasting like chocolate to your ears. Please welcome Rachel Koller. Seriously love you. Thank you for coming. My first question has to be, because your voice has been described like chocolate to your ears, what type of chocolate are we talking about here?
Listen, okay, it's my voice, so it sounds just normal to me. So honestly, I feel like you'd have to be the one to describe it.
I would say milk chocolate with a little bit of cinnamon mixed in. A little bit of like pizzazz. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got your start as a singer?
I've played piano since I was like 6 or 7. So that was kind of my first into music. That's kind of where I first started getting creative with music. But I randomly pretended to sing in front of Ashley Mortensen and Rachel Weiniger.
Okay.
They lived close by me and I sang pretending and they were like, that's good. And I was like, really? And so then there was one night that we were at Lindsay's house.
Yes. Our mutual friend, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember I was just like, I gotta do this. I gotta work up the courage to do this because I wanted to do it, but I was terrified. That was the first time I sang,
You did it.
like really singing.
And it was amazing. Yeah.
It was terrifying.
I remember being like, holy crap, Rachel! And then after that, we had tons of jam sessions.
Yeah.
You on piano, singing, and
This is a random tangent and I'm gonna go off on it, but the song Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone song,
Yes.
every time I hear it, I think of you.
Really?
Because the first time I heard it, you were singing it in the locker room after a drill practice. And I was like, that's the most beautiful song. I'd never heard it, and then I heard it on the radio and I was like, what?
So how did you get your start in songwriting?
I started writing songs because I was like, well, I mean, if I wanted to get into music, it's gonna be harder to get a song from somebody else. I'm gonna have to pay them money, they're gonna have to write the song, I'm gonna have to find somebody, so like, why don't I just try writing my own stuff?
That worked out well. I might as well just write my own songs.
Well, and then I majored in media music in college, and so that's where I kind of really started to focus on the songwriting part of it, because before that I was mostly just playing piano and singing. Did not get a job after it.
That's okay. Hey, you have a full-time job as a mother of 4 right now, you know. A while ago, you released your EP, Step Outside, Rachel Ann.
Yes.
And then you were also a part of a singing duo, Mayday Red.
Yes.
Who was your partner? What was his name?
Jeremy Hupp.
What's the style of music you would call that?
I would say just more like experimental pop, kind of. It was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, alternative maybe.
Yeah.
And then your EP was a pop release.
Yeah.
Listening to both of those types of musical projects, they're very different sounds, and you co-write with Mayday Red, and your voice kind of morphs, like you're very versatile. Is there anything that stands out to you as being your favorite experience?
There are a couple. I was in college. I was supposed to open for someone who was performing at BYU. And I had lost my voice. And I remember that whole week before just thinking like, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
And so I took that whole week off just thinking if I don't sing all week, maybe I'll have something to just like eke out by the time it comes. My voice was still pre-hashed.
Yeah.
Before the show, I went to the side with my dad and my now husband, and they said a prayer with me that I'd be able to sing. And I only ended up doing one song, but it happened.
It worked.
And it worked, and I was so grateful, and it was a really cool experience just to feel like, okay.
Have faith, and you'll pull through. Just go for it, yeah. As I was driving here, I was listening to your EP, the Step Outside EP. There's 6 songs on it, and I feel like there is an array of emotions in these songs. There's happy, jovial, there's sad, there's sorrow. Where do you get the inspiration when you write your music?
I get inspired by life. Whether it's my own life or people I know or people I don't know, just what I observe. I like to write music about things that people can relate to. I feel like music that we hear so often now is just about lust. We're humans, we have like this array of emotions. And there are so many experiences that all of us can relate to, whether or not we've had the exact same experiences or not. I think everybody has experienced heartbreak to some extent. You know, and there are a ton of different things you can talk on, topics that people can relate to, that it's like, oh, I feel that.
That's exactly what I got out of it too. Like your lyrics are really raw. You really are very good at songwriting.
Could you relate to the truck song? Because you rode in my truck.
Yeah, I could. I actually forgot about your truck.
I wrote that song about my truck.
Oh, Okay, so since I'm a lyric person, I love to listen to lyrics of songs and figure out what they're about. Is there a certain lyric or hook that you've written in any of your songs that you think, I wrote that?
I think it's funny because I think with music, everybody's drawn to a different part of it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't feel like I'm drawn to lyrics. I'm the person who always sings the songs wrong. Like I'm always singing completely different words.
That's my husband too.
Yeah.
You know which one I really like? The Don't Push Me Away on your EP.
Oh.
Rain doesn't stay and neither will I. It's like the ultimate
I'm a person who actually loves rainstorms, and that song, I feel like I wanted to turn what a storm is into our feelings. Our feelings are like storms too, and I feel like I tried to do that. I did like the lyrics in that song, I won't lie, but I feel weird saying that because I wrote it.
Yeah, no, you have so many good little nuggets in there. It's like poetry.
You try,
Yeah.
So it's good to hear.
So good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so my next question is, what is next for you musically?
I have kind of taken a step away from music for a while, it's been busy with kids.
You're in the thick of it.
Yeah, and just kind of trying to hold the fort down while my husband's been building his business and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just been behind the scenes just working on writing new stuff, which I'm really excited about, honestly. And it's funny because I released my EP, it was a long time ago, stuff that I wrote in college and stuff. So it does feel weird. For some reason, it feels so little to me.
Well, you've grown so much.
Yeah, I've gone through a lot. I also stepped away for a while because I felt like maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this because it kind of felt like nothing was working there. And so maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm gonna stop. But I started feeling that pull again, I've got to do this. So I'm trying to have courage and do it again and just confidence again. So I really appreciate that you invited me to do this and that you're having patience with me in my freak outs because this is the first time again. And
all right, so Rachel, my last question for you. We all have a circle of influence, whether it's large or small. What do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as somebody who brought light into other people's lives. I was as real in my struggles as I was in my faith, whether it was to make them laugh or make them feel normal. So I hope that I can bring music to people that is real and that they can feel okay, I can relate to that, I can grab onto that, and I can know that I'm not going through this alone and I can do this,
Okay, so we're gonna move on to your performance. I am so excited for this. Why don't you share the title of your new song? It's an original song, and share a little bit about it. Anything you want to, go.
Okay, so it's called You're Not Alone. This song is loaded for me because this was written from a very vulnerable place. It felt like we would just wake up early and sprint at a brick wall. I've always been a person who's been upbeat and positive and just everything's working out this way for a reason and God loves me and but I hit this point where it was just what the heck is going on? You can feel really lonely in your head. So many people struggle with anxiety and depression, and I wanted a song that gave them hope. This has been so fun.
Let's hear Rachel sing now.
Okay.
I can see what you're battling inside, all the lies that you swallow from your mind, scheming demons that you try to hide. And my child, I can hear what you say to yourself, words you never say to anybody else. How you feel too big a burden to ask for help. But I see you and I hear you, I am always near you. I will hold you till you're strong enough to stand on your own. And I will stay the smile on your face. I know the memories you wish you could erase. Oh, underneath the love that armor, your heart just aches. And my child, I know you question if you're good enough. tired of having to be tough. You think that maybe you aren't deserving of love, but I see you and I hear you. I am always near you, and I will hold you till you're strong enough to stand on your own, and I will stay here till you realize you're not alone. You're never alone. Don't you know you're not broken at me? You're my precious child, can't you see? And when you question your purpose here on earth, let me show you your worth, 'cause I will fight for you, I'll cry for you, I even chose to die for you. Don't you know? So let me hold you till you're strong enough to stand on your own, and let me